Midday in the height of summer, the air feels heavy, radiating off the concrete until the streets are quite literally baked in a shimmering haze. Janvi is moving fast, head down, desperate to escape. Every step outside in this temperature drains a little more of her energy, and her only goal is the front door of her house. But reaching the house doesn't mean escaping the heat. Inside awaits the kitchen, and the daily expectation to stand over a hot stove to prepare 3 separate, fresh meals for her family while the temperature peaks. Her father-in-law notices her frustration and offers a piece of traditional wisdom. If the heat is unbearable, you learn to build resilience. You adapt to the environment rather than simply running away from it. Janvi rejects this entirely. She views the hours spent over the stove as a direct theft of her time, an exhausting ritual that stands between her and the leisure she feels she deserves. Instead of spreading out the friction, Janvi consolidates it. By taking on one brutal cooking session today, she clears her schedule. She makes massive batches of sabzi and rotis, packing enough containers to feed the household for 72 hours. The immediate relief is intense. The kitchen is officially closed. Janvi retreats into the bedroom, shuts the door, and turns the air conditioning down until the room is perfectly cool and isolated. Her new reality consists of comfort. She stretches out on the bed, opens Netflix, and scrolls her phone without a single interruption or obligation. By treating her daily responsibilities as a physical bug to be patched, Janvi believes she has cracked the code. She has engineered the ultimate modern dream, an existence defined entirely by uninterrupted, effortless leisure. But without any tasks to anchor her schedule, the shape of Janvi's day begins to warp. The hours stretch out, turning from relaxing to unnaturally long, causing her once prized free time to stagnate. The physical exhaustion from her cooking marathon wears off completely, but something else replaces it. A quiet, creeping emptiness settles in as she realizes she has absolutely nothing required of her. Psychologists call this condition leisure sickness. When the external structures and mandatory obligations of our lives are suddenly removed, the human brain often struggles to navigate the resulting lack of direction. For Janvi, it manifests physically. Sitting in her perfectly climate-controlled, highly engineered sanctuary, she feels agitated. Her mind races, unable to settle, despite the absolute physical comfort around her. Here lies the paradox. By successfully eliminating every ounce of physical effort and friction from her schedule, Janvi has actively generated a much deeper, more punishing form of mental exhaustion. The screens slowly lose their appeal. She clicks through show after show, but the movies and the endless scrolling no longer provide any actual joy or even a viable distraction. A heavy sense of guilt starts to mix with her confusion. She has everything she wanted: no heat, no chores, unlimited rest. And yet, she is deeply, undeniably unhappy. Her body is entirely at ease, resting in cool air without a drop of sweat. But internally, she is starved for fulfillment, lacking any sense of forward momentum or daily accomplishment. The hack she invented to save herself worked too well. By stripping away the daily grind, she also stripped away the texture of her life, leaving a flat, featureless routine. Erasing all effort and responsibility does not yield true freedom. For Janvi, it has constructed an emotional prison entirely devoid of meaning. Then the weather breaks. A sudden front moves in, replacing the oppressive, stagnant heat with heavy, flowing rain and cool winds. The sharp shift in the atmosphere jolts Janvi out of her lethargy. The sudden sound and movement outside provide the first real sensory disruption she's felt in days, breaking the static air of her room. Watching the rain wash away the dust, Janvi notices the weight of the silence in her own home. The emptiness of her schedule, which she once fought for, now feels like a consequence of her decision to stop participating in the rhythm of her life. The next day, Janvi walks back into the kitchen, but her motivation is entirely different. She isn't there out of a forced, resentful obligation. She is there by active choice. She understands now that hiding from the harsh elements guarantees nothing. True emotional peace requires stepping up, participating, and willingly facing the friction of the day. She starts experimenting with the meal, pulling new ingredients and trying different recipes. Instead of treating the stove as a chore to be optimized away, she uses the time to actually create. This diagram outlines her new reality. Action and effort in cooking directly yield a visible result. That tangible outcome directly fuels emotional fulfillment. Moving through this loop transforms the kitchen into a space producing immediate, tangible results. A life stripped of absolutely all tasks, goals, and responsibilities looks like a paradise from the outside, but in practice, it functions as the ultimate punishment. Our daily work and responsibilities provide the structure that anchor us. They are the tools we use to build a sense of purpose and define who we are.